Hey guys, welcome. This is Magnus, and today I'm talking about Shenmue and Shenmue II and the story so far and what I believe they might do or should do in part 3 to progress this story. Alright, so Shenmue is a game that I'm passionate about. It's getting released August 21st. The countdown begins. We're almost there for the first Shenmue released since 2002. We haven't seen any of these games re-released or any new games in over 16 years, and that's pretty amazing that we're finally going to get the story to continue. Now, if you don't know what Shenmue is really one of the first true open world games. You had some games before that, but Shenmue really gave you a sense of immersion, and not by the size of the world, but by the fact that the world that you live in right there, the 1987 Yokosuka and Hong Kong, you get the level of detail where you can pretty much fiddle with or grab anything that you want in the game, play video games, or do other stuff that's immersive. That's really one of the first games that actually gave you that level of detail. So that's why it's special, and all these videos that I'm releasing from here on in are going to be pretty much hype and anticipation videos for Shenmue 3, which comes out in 2019, and of course hyping up Shenmue 1 and 2, which comes out August 21st. Now, onto the subject of this video. So, if you're not familiar with the Shenmue series, I'm gonna get into spoiler territory here, so if you want to go into it fresh, then definitely skip this video, because that's all we're gonna talk about. But if you're still here and you're sticking around, it's because you do know the story of Shenmue, and I don't gotta get into the specific details. I'm just gonna get into a couple of reminders of this story and why I think those little pieces of the Shenmue 1 and 2 story are going to linger on into Shenmue 3. So one of the first things that I want to get into are the events of the first Shenmue. At the end of the first Shenmue, you had defeated a gang, and your friend pretty much helped you and was going to go to Hong Kong with you, but then he got hit. But when he got hurt, he couldn't come with you to Hong Kong. I do believe that in Shenmue 3, we might see a surprise appearance by this character, and he's going to show up possibly looking for Ryo or trying to help him out when he least expects it, which is what he was doing in the first Shenmue. But now moving on to Shenmue 2, which had a lot of story. There's a specific part of the story that I want to emphasize on, and I think that's going to play more importance in Shenmue 3. And what that is going to be the relationship that he had with Li Xiaotao, or Dao Li Shou, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Or her actual name, Shu Ying, or Shu Ying, or whatever. I'm trying to get the names right. But that character was important because she helped train Ryo from a mental standpoint into exactly, instead of seeking out revenge, perhaps you should practice martial arts and really get into the nitty-gritty of what you're trying to learn and forget about this revenge quest, because she's seen that type of tragedy before. In the game, they actually show you a few flashbacks where she's young and she was in an orphanage, and she had what seems like her brother. And her brother and her were basically getting raised, and they were sad because their father was killed. Li Xiaotao's brother wanted revenge. So he actually decided to leave her and go out so that he can get revenge on the man who killed their father. Now, fast forward in time, if you look towards the story of Shenmue and what happens, Ryo finds out that Lan Di's father, Chao Sung-ming, was killed in moon swoon by Io Hazuki, Ryo's father. So those kind of storylines have parallels. And then, of course, Lan Di gets his revenge. So I think that story will actually come out and actually be elaborated on in Shenmue 3, because my honest opinion is that Dao Li Shou's brother is Lan Di. And Lan Di is taking revenge because Lan Di's father was killed by Io Hazuki, and that's also Dao Li Shou's father as well. So, and I think she knows a little bit more than she lets on, but is keeping an eye out on Ryo because she knows this fact and she hasn't told him. So in the third installment, while you're in Guilin and you're traveling around with Shenhua, you'll meet characters, I'm sure, and you'll start to get to find out what that past was, what actually led them there to Guilin. So Iyao Hazuki versus Chao Sung-ming and their battle, and what actually happened that caused Iyao Hazuki to actually kill him. And were Lan Di and Dao Li Shou there watching this happen? And then it kind of could cycle all the way over to when Ryo actually watched Lan Di kill his father. And now it's almost like a never-ending cycle of revenge. So what you'll find is that truth will be revealed, and I'm sure Lan Di will make his presence known, and he might possibly be the one to explain to Ryo exactly what happened and why he did that. And if that happens, then that's when the struggle and that fight in Ryo's head of like, I need my revenge, but if I get my revenge, will this never-ending cycle happen? And part of me has a feeling that Lan Di might already have children. And if Ryo fights Lan Di in front of Lan Di's kids, that cycle will once again restart. And this never-ending seeking revenge problem might just continue going forward. So that's my suspicions for Shenmue 3, but let me know what you guys think, if that is actually something that makes sense to you, or if I'm completely wrong because my theories have been proven wrong in the past. Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you, and you can make my day if you subscribe today. This is Magnus, and I'm out. Counting down to August 21st. See you guys later.